Hello, and welcome to another update video. Quick update. Today, after Bitcoin sold off a little bit, but the good news is it's actually holding quite well. So in the previous video, I showed you two main scenarios that we are tracking now. Basically the scenario that could lead to a deep pullback is that all of these 5 waves are already in. I doubt that a little bit because we haven't had really solid 5 waves to the upside in wave 5, which means that basically one wave was missing or is missing. So it could still give us another extension to the upside, and only then basically 5 waves are full. So I'm not really happy at this stage to call the top in place. You will remember that it reached our minimum expectations, and I highlighted not only on Telegram and Discord, but also on Twitter, that it is time to be on the side of caution whenever minimum expectations are fulfilled of a rally. And then we did come down, but nothing major. Okay, I mean, you could say, okay, it was quite substantial from 38 down to 35.8K, but it's nothing massive really. So it's still holding quite well, and I think we just need to have a little bit of patience now to let the market tell us what's going on, because whenever we reach an important pivot, and we did that today or yesterday, depending on your time zone, then sometimes it's good to take a step back, let the market tell us what's going on, and then sort of act accordingly. At the moment, all I can tell you, we've reached our target. The risk for a deep pullback in a wave 2 correction has definitely increased. However, we cannot confirm a top in place until we see, let's say, a clear 5-wave move to the downside that's large enough that breaks below support, followed by a 3-wave rally. And when I have enough information that a lasting top, or not a lasting top, but a more substantial top is in place, I'll let you know. There's not really any rush because, to be honest, this wave 2 should take several weeks. Why? Because the wave 1 to the upside started on the 11th of September. So it's basically 2 months, isn't it? Like 8 weeks, pretty much. And therefore you would expect that the wave 2, which consists of 3 waves instead of 5, basically you would say, roughly would take roughly 62% of, or 60%, roughly 60 to 65% the length of wave 1. Roughly. Can also be the same length because these movements to the downside are likely not impulsive. So, that's sort of what we need to consider. And the support zone would be between 27,280 and 32,316. And people will say down here that the bear market is back. Where everybody here says the bull market is back, and everybody will say here the bear market is back. So what we typically look for is whenever we have such an extension and the wave count is full, we watch for these pullbacks when a lot of people are chasing. And when we are deep in these support areas, then we're basically starting to look for rallies when most people are trying to jump off the ship, right, off the boat. Because these wave 2s, they frustrate people, they bore people out, or they scare people. Yeah, similar to what we had down here. That was when all these banks collapsed in the US, or what we had down here when FTX came down. I bought in both of these dip areas, made you aware on Telegram and Discord, and I still hold most of these positions. So happy with that, okay? And that's just because we're using Elliott Wave to determine turning points. So this could be the next one, but there's no evidence we've started that move. So in the short term, it could be we get another extension, and there's basically that yellow count here that disregard the B wave for now. That would suggest that this wave 5 isn't even finished and actually hasn't even started. Instead, what we did was what maybe Solana did as well. It's this A wave, a high B wave, and then the C wave to the downside. So I think we can use this trend line for a little bit of guidance. We'd say below the trend line, it increases the risk massively, or gives us more confidence that a more substantial top is in place. Until the trend line breaks there, which is quite well defined, we've got 3 touch points. As long as the trend line holds, it is quite reasonable to expect that we get here one more high in yellow wave 5. I would focus first on that. So that would for now be my primary. Just one more extension higher until I see evidence that we have really, really topped. But I'm fairly neutral about it now that we've reached my upside targets. Still, though, it's holding quite well, I have to say. And therefore, I'm leaning to the idea that we could get another extension into the region between 38K to 43K. Yeah, that's just another quick update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.